Jay. What an incredible celebration. It is an absolute pleasure to be with all of you and such a distinguished group of individuals for this exciting event. Today is truly a collaborative event, as we've heard from some of the speakers and we saw in the video. And while this is a Department of Energy project, it's all of you, from Governor Lee to the Lieutenant Governor, your colleagues in state and local government, to the many leaders in labor and industry. All of you played an important role in bringing this day to fruition. And of course, any good team needs key contributors. So I want to express my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to Senator Alexander, Congressman Fleshman. They are our absolute strongest supporters in Washington, D.C. They're truly national champions, and we simply wouldn't be here today without the funding and the advocacy that they provided all throughout this particular project and our cause to our department. Also with us, as was mentioned earlier, is Undersecretary of Science Paul DeBar, who heads up the EM program, along with a very senior key advisor in that type way. He's got a long history here, and Jay as well. Jay, thank you for your leadership. You all are doing amazing work on environmental management, achieving significant milestones, not only here at Oak Ridge, but all across the country. And I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention the thousands of workers, literally thousands of workers here at Oak Ridge that work on this decades-long project. We thank you all for your hard work. Let's please give them another round of applause. Today you stand shoulder to shoulder with those Oak Ridge workers who came before you in etching your mark on history. But making history is not a new experience here. Oak Ridge was built to achieve a world first in support of the Manhattan Project. It was here that Enrique Fermi and so many others, including the now famous Girls of Atomic City, toiled in secrecy to achieve the technological advantage necessary to win the Second World War. And it was here that the department and the Oak Ridge Office of Environmental Management set an ambitious goal for site cleanup, now called Vision 2020. 2020, here we are. This is the day. 20 years later, we join here to celebrate another first, as Jay mentioned. By completing this project, Oak Ridge and its workers become the first in the world, as was mentioned in the video, to successfully remove a former uranium enrichment complex. And the work that this entailed is simply staggering. The portfolio of cleanup projects included demolishing facilities, as we saw, disposing legacy waste, remediating soil and groundwater. The final piece of Vision 2020 puzzle was to remove more than 500 structures, many of them in terrible condition, as you saw. To put the scale of the building removal in perspective, the buildings that they have taken down could cover 225 football fields. But more important than any one impressive feat of cleanup is the fact that the men and women responsible for the work did it safely. And as Jay pointed out, as the governor pointed out, of equal significance is that they did it on time, actually faster than on time, and under budget. And I tell you, in the federal government, that is a truly staggering accomplishment. I'd like to ask you again to join me in a round of applause to recognize Oak Ridge cleanup workers, past and present, for the work that they have done here. Realizing Vision 2020 is not the finish line, however. We'll also celebrate today the achievements that will impact the future of this region moving forward, as the governor just suggested. We turned what was once an expensive government liability that presented risk to this community and others into an asset that the community can use to usher in new growth into East Tennessee. To date, the DOE has transferred nearly 1,300 acres for economic development. We've established a 3,000-acre conservation area for the public to use and enjoy. And we've set aside more than 100 acres that will share this site's amazing story for future generations as part of the Manhattan Project National Historic Park. In the future, we envision the East Tennessee Technology Park as an incubator for growth in the advanced manufacturing and nuclear technology sectors. These industries will bring jobs and opportunities in fields that will write the next chapter in Oak Ridge history. The cleanup of this site also ushers in the next big phase of Oak Ridge cleanup mission at America's premier national security and research sites, the Oak Ridge National Laboratory and the Y-12 National Security Complex. The Department of Energy remains committed to cleaning and modernizing these sites so that they can remain at the forefront of their fields and answer the call of our nation. But for today, we're going to pause and we're going to mark this significant achievement and what it signifies for Oak Ridge. It's a day to acknowledge our past and this site's place in history, to celebrate our present and the completion of Vision 2020, and to express optimism for the future and the great promise that it holds. I thank everyone who helped make today possible, and I await the next victory to come out of Oak Ridge. Thank you.